Normally I don't do the intro with the guest, but you can do it with me.
I'm speaking.
Oh my God. I hope your day is full of, I don't even know what, dude. This episode was so much fun. We have an amazing episode of Shenk for you this week with the one, the only Kurt Metzger. But before we get into this week's episode of Shenk, I just want to tell you that I will be in, when does this come out? I will be in Austin until February 22nd, and then I will be coming to Canada. I'm coming to LOL Fest with Kim Congdon, so get tickets for that. And I'm coming to the Desert Ridge Improv in March. I believe it's March 27th when I'd only get tickets for that. And patreon.com/Sara Weinshenk for bonus content. And let's get into this week's episode of Shenk with the one, the only Kurt Metzger. Guys, here it is. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Shenk. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is the one, the only Kurt Metzger.
Thank you, Sara.
We have to acknowledge the T-shirt.
I was trying to get it spread out so you could see that I'm speaking.
It is amazing.
I'll make sure people can do an establishing shot of the shirt at the top of the show. What does it mean? I think it's pretty fucking clear what it means.
No, you do find the best merch. Last week it was the Hawk Tua hat.
I was a gift from young Jamie at the JRE studio.
Oh, young Jamie gave you that?
Yeah, young Jamie. He goes, "Do you want any of this Hawk Tua merch they sent us?" I go, "What?" And then, yeah, I did.
Yeah, when I saw you wearing the hat, it was one of the funniest things.
See, I'm getting to be an older man, and that's the age when you start wearing a lot of merch that people give you. It's,
yeah.
People give you like a T-shirt and then you just wear it. That's the right age now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But it's also different being a dude because they give me a lot of merch, and I'm like, I can't wear this. Some of the hats are crazy.
Like Hawk Tua?
Like that, yeah. A Hawk Tua.
I don't think a woman should wear a Hawk Tua hat, but that's because I'm Islamic, but
Because then it'll just look like I'm supporting Haley Welch. It looks like I'm like a fan. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I'm
heavily invested in her coin.
If you do it, it's clear that it's ironic.
It's not ironic. Hawk Tua, bitch. That's what I say. Hey, you. I've never been more sincere about anything.
Oh my God. We need to talk because I deleted TikTok, dude. After I thought that TikTok was banned, my dumb ass deleted TikTok.
And what happened? Now you can't get it back?
I can't get it back.
Why?
It's not available in the App Store.
So if you deleted it, you can't re-get it?
No, it's not available in the App Store. People are selling their phones with TikTok for like $50,000 on eBay.
There's got to be a better way.
Trust me, I've tried to, and because.
But I still have it.
Yeah, you have it because you didn't delete the app. That 24 hours that it was banned, I was like, I'll save space. My dumbass deletes the fucking app, and now I can't get it.
This is madness.
Yeah, so it's been removed from App
Stores.
Store.
Just get a VPN.
I got to get a VPN?
Yeah, I mean, that'll get you all kind of shit, too. Like on Netflix, you can watch all the shows that are not on Netflix, all that shit.
I got to get a VPN to download TikTok again? I
got to get one anyway.
Yeah, but
because I'm hardcore into animated horse lolly.
What?
I'm not into that. That's a joke. I'm making a joke about.
No, I love that.
There's this guy that's into that I always thought was a dickhead, and then he accidentally clicked his tax folder on his computer while streaming. Then he went, "Oh," and it cuts.
So I've been missing all the P. Diddy conspiracies, dude.
Oh well. I mean, who cares about that anymore?
What conspiracies
I'm about Doge now.
A Doge?
Doge. Yeah, Doge. You know Doge, right?
Department, yeah. Elon?
Well, okay, so I guess he named it because of Dogecoin, right? Or
Yeah.
Okay, so why is it called Dogecoin? Okay, let's see. It's today I went down a whole goddamn hole because of this, because I was like, what the fuck? Well, okay. Here's what they say Dogecoin is. It's because of dog and coin, but I thought that would be dog coin, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Where is the E coming from? And then they go, maybe it's doggy. No, it's D-O-G-E, Doge.
Yeah.
So in the course of looking for something else, okay?
Right.
Conspiratorial.
Mm-hmm.
I hit on this word. Will you put Doge of Venice, D-O-G-E of Venice?
Oh, damn.
Okay, so like let's keep going down. There's a really good version of it. Wait. Let's see. Oh fuck! I'll read off my phone because I don't know which one it is. But here, this is unbelievable. So on Jimmy Dore show, we had that guy Steve Bannon who doesn't like Elon. Okay, because of is this it? He doesn't like Elon because of him and Vivek when they were first saying that H-1B visas. You know those visas the Indians.
Yeah.
They give to Indians because they're good at tech or whatever, supposedly, but it's not that. It's mostly hotel cooks.
Okay.
Okay. The Doge of Venice, this is from Wikipedia. Oh, there you go. The Doge of Venice acted as both the head of state of the Venetian oligarchy and the head of the Venetian oligarchy. Doges were elected through life through a complex voting process. So Steve Bannon was yelling about Elon. He said, all these tech bros, they want to establish Venice city states.
Whoa.
Okay? And the Doge is the head of that.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know the leader that he appoints, the Doge appoints?
Who?
The Podesta. Yeah, it's real weird. Real weird.
That is fucking trippy. How did you get into conspiracies, Kurt?
I didn't get into it. I was like...
You're just...
Most of the things are not conspiracies. They're just things you could look up.
No, I know.
By the way, let me explain to you. This research was all done in about 5 minutes while I took a shit. So yeah, I am not a scholar. Do you understand that? I'm not a scholar. Okay? I just don't get enough fiber. No.
So when you're on the toilet...
I'm just trying to say it's like I'm not doing any research. Like I'm saying going down a rabbit hole, but it's not. It's
not a rabbit hole. It's all right there.
If you know what to look for, you can just check it. I mean, the internet actually works great for that. But you know, stuff gets suppressed, but it doesn't get... You'd be surprised how not suppressed it is.
I know, but now that I don't have TikTok, I feel like I'm disconnected from it.
It's a VPN. I have TikTok, so I don't even know what that's like to be you.
I know it's a hard life, dude.
Why? Because what is on TikTok?
I don't know. I just go through.
Because you love China and hate America. I get it.
Yeah, you get it, dude. I want to give my data to China. If I can't do that, then what am I living for?
Yeah, I never went on TikTok, but I had to get it to look at something somebody sent me, and then I just left it on my phone.
Got it.
But TikTok, you can get kicked off of really easy.
Yeah.
Do you know why they were banning it?
Why?
Why do you think they were banning it?
TikTok? Because I was probably revealing too many secrets that were true.
Wait. Well, hold on. What?
Did you just get some news?
Yeah. Dogecoin to the moon, guys. Hawk 2 is up. Guys, get in now.
Yeah, no, I don't know why they banned TikTok. Because they were taking our data, but then all of a sudden now it's just fine. Shit. No one cares.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. Let's get back into it.
To Doge.
Yeah, Doge to the moon.
No, wait,
baby.
what was I saying? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I don't remember either. It's fine.
I had to make yellow.
I have a question. Were you in a cult?
Well, a Jehovah Witness, and I say a cult, but I'm not like, I don't know what people think cult means. Like how I use it is like if you're in a religion and like you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like you actually have to do the religion.
Right.
So I got a real loose definition of a cult.
Right. Well, what is how are your parents are Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Both of them still?
My mom is. My dad's dead, so not anymore.
Okay.
No. He no longer is because he's dead.
What are the basic beliefs? Like, what do you have to do?
It's just the Christian religion.
Like is?
Yeah.
But you don't celebrate like birthdays and stuff.
Yeah, it's not Christian.
Right?
It's not Christian at all.
What do you celebrate? Anniversaries and something else? I remember because our cleaning lady growing up was Jehovah's Witness.
We did Thanksgiving, but not like, it was like, we'll be with your family. It was kind of a political holiday, but they're like, it's not like some ancient Babylonian thing, so it's fine. I mean, if they wanted to be real sticklers, getting a wedding ring is pretty pagan as well. But I think like that got grandfathered in, you know?
Yeah.
But that's like the least important thing of it to me. Like, I'm like so glad I didn't celebrate Christmas.
Really?
I couldn't be happier about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you celebrated Christmas since?
Yeah, well, I'm not a member of it now.
Well, yeah, but now do you celebrate Christmas?
Well, because I'm usually like, I'm either dating someone or I just
That's what
have
I'm
friends,
asking.
you know.
Yeah.
So I'll go to the things and whatever, but I don't have any, aside from seeing friends or family, I have no feelings about Christmas whatsoever. Like, I'm not
Really?
against it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty Chinese about it. Like, Chinese are like, oh, this is fun, but they don't like,
Chinese about Christmas.
you know, I'm pretty Chinese about Christmas.
Oh.
Sorry if that makes me a traitor.
It doesn't not make you a traitor.
It's not evident. Yeah, that's true. It wouldn't exonerate me of it.
That's wild, dude. So growing up, you didn't celebrate birthdays?
No.
No. Did that make you feel sad, Kurt?
No, I remember when I was in school and let's say it was like whatever holiday, Christmas, Easter, birthday,
Yeah.
the cupcakes, someone would make a cupcake, right?
Yeah.
Everybody get a cupcake. And because you know in schools they'll be like, not everybody's Christian, so you can't do Christmas, whatever, right?
Right.
I didn't do Christmas, so everybody get cupcakes except me. And we didn't lobby to have them stop doing that. I just didn't have a fucking cupcake like a man.
Yeah.
Again, couldn't be more grateful for that part of the religion. That's the part that I find great because I have no attachments to these horseshit things that people ask me first about. Like, oh my God, you couldn't do Easter Sunday with eggs? No, who gives a shit about any of that? Those are all magic spell fucking things. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
I hate all that shit. I hate Disney magic.
You do?
Yeah.
Have you been to Disneyland? Like the visual of you at Disneyland is hilarious.
No, I've never been.
You've never been?
Never once, no.
Dude,
I was too old. I went to like Six Flags and shit, and I went to SeaWorld as a kid. We were in Ohio, and then
SeaWorld is weird, dude.
My dad broke his ankle there.
Your dad broke his ankle at SeaWorld?
Yeah, he
All right, guys, let's take a second from the podcast and talk about our sponsors. It's Factor Meal.
I love Factor Meal. Life is hard. Making meals is exhausting.
I don't want to make a meal. I'm exhausted from the economy.
And
anyone else?
Yeah, I don't want to make a meal, let alone a healthy meal.
Oh, God.
So Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active and busy lifestyle. If you're working, it's just easy to grab. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or even Keto. You can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor
Keto
meals.
Hold on. Pause. Hold on.
Yeah, 8 pounds in 8 weeks. Sign me up.
Sign me up immediately. Put it in my... Honey, get it in. What's the quickest way we could get the 8 pounds in 8 weeks? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor, keto results will vary depending on diet and exercise. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. Reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that you cannot beat.
I love that, dude. You guys, if you want to eat smart with Factor, get started at factormeals.com.
I've tried it. All of their food is bomb. I had a salmon. It went off. I loved it. One thing about Mama, she loves her Factor meals.
Listen, Sarah got the salmon. And they should have a picture of you, and under it, it's just you eating the salmon. It goes, it went off.
It went off.
You guys, eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/thisbe50off and use code thisbe50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code thisbe50off at factormeals.com/thisbe50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
My sister was 2 years younger than me, so she was like little. I must have been 6 or something, so she's 4, but she wanted him to be on the slide with her. She went on.
Yeah.
She wanted to go without him, so he goes, okay. And there's like a weight limit on the slide, or like it's a certain size person, an adult, shouldn't go down the slide. But there was like a skinny guy, but he's a grown man, you know? And there's this pillow at the end for the kids to land on. And my dad goes on the slide, and his ankle hit the pillow, and the pillow was like slid and just twisted his ankle.
The Jew in me is like, that's a great lawsuit, dude.
Well,
That's
they had
her
a sign.
versus
They did have a sign. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. You're like, my Jew sense.
My Jew senses say you kind of sued.
You're on your own. So we went to the hospital. I remember my mom couldn't drive a stick shift at the time. And my mom had to drive my dad's Datsun truck and learn in the parking lot how to drive stick. So we go to the hospital. and I remember a little kid in there, and I heard some woman screaming in one of the rooms. I thought somebody was giving birth,
Yeah.
But then I found out it was when they reset my dad's ankle back. It was his scream. His ankle's like this, and they went like that, and I thought a chick was giving birth as a little kid. Didn't even register it was my dad. It must have sucked.
That sounds so fucked up.
I wonder if it was. Oh God, I can't even think about it.
I can't think about that either. So you
What a
guys
terrible
didn't
story.
do Disneyland. You
Yeah,
did.
but I wasn't allowed to. I'm just saying I hate that shit. That fucking like
you
pedo.
hate mad the
The fucking first of all,
yeah.
I have friends that have whole channels complaining about Disney fucking woke suckage, which fine. I mean, it sucks, but also they sucked before that. Fucking Bavarian fucking fairy tales. Like, fuck you, Nazi.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't.
It's so gross. And it's like, they show you how gross these people are because they're like, oh, yeah, we maybe shove some stories that aren't goddamn Nazi stories once in a while, but why don't we just make them black and then it'll be a fun. Now everyone's a Nazi.
And then zippity doo dah. You know what I mean? Because
let me say this about Zippity Doo Dah.
Yeah.
That guy's his name's not Zippity Doo Dah. I apologize to his surviving family, the Doo Dah family.
The Doo Dah
Uncle
family.
Remus, whoever played that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, on that level, Walt Disney was like, he made it possible for that guy to get an Oscar and shit because blacks were kept out.
Yeah.
That he actually did a lot for that guy. And then when that guy got sick, Walt Disney paid for his family and that dude, his whole family has nothing but good things to say about Walt Disney.
Right.
So this fucking wild, man. Like, because I was like, oh, he was like a Nazi or something. I didn't fucking know, but he did. That's what they say, those people, and that's remember some racist thing. But sure, I guess the movie, some goofy fucking movie, but in real life, no, that he helped that man, his whole fucking family, with no racism.
That's wild. Well, also, what kind of sick man would want to live at Disneyland? He made himself little apartments all throughout.
The guy that designed it was some kind of fucking dark wizard or something.
Yeah.
The architect was like a fucking creep, and he put everything's laid. I don't know if you know, but all the things are laid out at the Capitol are some occult fucking. People point out and they're like, "You see this? Like the Pentagon." Or like, "Why? What is this?" And then the fucking that obelisk,
Right.
which is all very strange. Now, if the rational thing someone would say is like, "Oh, well, they're just saying we're the inheritors of civilization."
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, but what? What? I still don't get the obelisk.
Right.
Like I can think of a whole bunch of other things we inherited and we don't have that no more. Like, why do you have these actual, why are you recreating this shit? And then if you go in the rotunda, there's a picture. Now, Washington didn't tell him to do this, but they did it. And they done it. It's like him, like a Roman thing. And he's in heaven with his arms up like this. And there's these two women angels. There's wisdom and something. But I'm like, was he in heaven? Is it George Washington Christ now? What is going on? And that's real odd. That's real odd shit.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people that are Christian that are patriotic. I'm like, does that seem Christian to you? Does that seem Christian to you? If you're this flag waving Christian, to see George Washington as Jesus Christ, Zeus, or whatever the fuck that shit's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
Or if you see the Bohemian Grove where they have the robes and
Oh, Bohemian Grove.
and I saw it years ago when I was whatever, it sounds like it's like Burning Man, but for old fat gay dudes. That's how I took it, right?
Yeah.
They can't just fuck whores and do coke like a poor person.
Would you go to Burning Man?
I went to Bernie Man. That was
I would love to
that was
see
supporters burning a big wooden Bernie Sanders. We lit Bernie Sanders on fire.
That's crazy.
I've never been to Burning Man either, but it's probably a great place to connect with tech people.
Would you go?
If I didn't have to pay
Yeah.
for my drugs or my entry
Right.
or my dune buggy or my steampunk costume.
A steampunk Kurt is really doing something for me. I can't imagine you in a full steampunk outfit.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know what I find? Because I feel like I don't take up enough space in this world and I should put a top hat on it.
And a monocle.
Really own the area with my height and weight and a top hat. Like a real tall hat on top of me.
Yeah.
Just really let people know I'm here.
Oh, that's so dumb. It's so funny.
I don't dress up in shit. If you fucking gigantic, less is more.
Yeah. What about the goggles? I feel like I look bad in goggles, so I'm out. Dude.
That's a reason. I mean, if you don't look good in goggles.
If you look good in goggles, Burning Man's
if you
for
got
you.
a good goggles face.
Yeah.
Right.
I kind of have a big nose, so the goggles, it's too much going on there.
I could push the goggles partway down my nose like Chuck Schumer glasses. Yeah. That's what I thought it was, just that. Okay. But Burning Man, I'm like, okay, you're going there to do drugs and I don't know, fuck. I don't know. What do you do?
But also, like, I just don't know about the other people at Burning Man.
Well, at this
It's
point.
a little too communal for me now.
Yeah. Well, at this point.
You should have caught me in my 20s. You know what I mean?
Back in the day, because I have a cousin used to go to it. He was like a tech guy. And I think it's probably a lot different now than, God, this is like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So, which by the way, Bohemian Grove, same thing. It was a bunch of it was artists, right?
Yeah.
And then gradually it becomes like oligarchs take it over and politicians, and it becomes a whole different fucking thing.
Right.
Because it used to be a big Buddha statue, but they replaced it with an owl statue,
Got
which
it.
is an odd thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very odd. And okay, they're not doing anything bad. They just hang out. They get drunk. It's all men.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, no women are allowed. They pick the president sometimes, no biggie. A well-known fact is in House of Cards, Kevin Spacey gets picked at Bohemian Grove. Remember that?
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and it doesn't present it like
Kim and I were calling it Bohemian Grove. It's a better name for it.
Bohemian what?
Bohemian Grove.
Oh yeah. old school dick grabber.
Yeah.
That's what it really called. Anyway, they don't present it in House of Cards like it's such a big deal. They're just like, oh, this is one of these silly things you got to go to.
Right.
Okay, fine. It's all fine. But okay, so you're just hanging out and also picking the president or whatever, and also you do a silly little ceremony where you wear robes and you burn a model of a wooden boy in front of an owl.
Yeah.
And it's
So
called
they
the
do
cremation of care.
They do that there?
That's what the videos are of.
I didn't even realize that, dude.
Walter Cronkite is the narrator, the famous newsman, so that means he's part of it. And they go, we will get rid of care, or whatever, the cremation of care. So that what does that mean? Like is that like we're gonna tell ourselves we don't give a shit about all the bad stuff we just did?
Probably.
I take it like that.
Yeah, probably.
Pretty sure it means that. Also, you're burning a wooden boy in front of an owl. Like, that's a lot weirder than Burning Man. Burning Man's a man. A man you burn, not a wooden model of a child to a big owl.
That is very dark.
Is that Buddhist?
No.
So why are you guys doing that at all? Like, never mind any wacky conspiracies. The thing we know happens. What in the shit is that?
Right.
Is there any explanation that's not going to be real weird and bad? I failed to see it.
Dude.
Anyway.
I sit down with Kurt and I learn so much.
But it's not new information.
I know it's not new information to you.
Like I said,
you
I'm not.
do your research on the toilet, and
well, okay, I don't do all my research. I'm just saying. I was just trying to make a point.
I like that visual though.
You're welcome. You know what? Both of you are welcome. And the audience, you're welcome. I'm speaking. I like to wear just this shirt when I wake up and take a shit. Winnie the Pooh to the bathroom.
Just that shirt.
Then stage 2, I put on socks and shoes. That's it. Shirt. So Winnie the Pooh's barefoot. You know what a shirt with socks and shoes is?
What?
Stephen Collins, it's called. Do you know who that is?
No.
The dad from Always Sunny in Seventh Heaven. That was
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's called a Stephen Collins.
The thing that's fucked up is the dad that was a pedophile.
That's when you wear a shirt. There he is.
The thing that's fucked up is that I was sexually attracted to him as a child.
Yeah, well, I mean, he
I saw it.
Probably got some kind of abuse fetish because he's an abuser.
I thought he was good looking.
Yeah.
I can't believe that he was fucking a pedophile. I can't look at him for too long. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. You know what I mean? Like, he could have got me back in the day.
He gives me the Hebrew Jeebrews.
Yeah, the Hebrew Jeebrews.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not into conspiracies. I don't even understand what people think that it means. What do you think that means? A conspiracy.
I think it just means something that's not mainstream. I don't even necessarily.
Yeah, that's not what it means. It means a RICO case.
Okay.
Like if you go to court for conspiracy in an ongoing, what is it? Something in an ongoing criminal conspiracy.
Yeah.
You can't go to the judge, Your Honor, that's a fringe conspiracy. There's things you can look at with evidence. Like,
yeah.
So why is that word like that? Because
I don't know. Because
when they killed Kennedy, Allen Dulles, the CIA controlled most of the media back then, through Mockingbird, and they go, call everybody a conspiracy theorist, and they did. And so that's like being a Putin apologist or a rape apologist or a Hamas apologist or take your pick of apologist. That's
right.
It's a fucking retard fucking buzzword that has been handed down now how many generations? So all the way through the boomers till now, people are still using the same that's a long-lasting buzzword. Brad Summer didn't last that long.
Brad Summer came and went, dude.
Yeah, conspiracy theory invented by a white man.
Yeah.
That had lasting power because even young girls say it.
Yeah, you're
I don't
right.
know who I'm talking to. I'm looking at the camera.
But what was Brat Summer, dude? Kamala's whole campaign was Brat Summer.
You don't want to know. I was such a brat. Oh, we covered on Ben Avery was here and Jenna's podcast. We were talking about Brad Summer and she goes, "What is that?" She said the same thing, and Ben was like, "I think it's like a really gay, toxic person." Because I guess that chick had a video.
Charlie X.
Yeah, like we need the new it girl. She's got to be something and scary.
Yeah.
And then Jenna's like, "Dude, like nobody likes scary women." I'm like, "Well, that's not. I mean, what do you mean by scary? Like, first of all, she's like a Skankfest 6. This broad."
Messy girl. And then everyone was
So
like,
she's like
Kamala's messy girl.
Look, we've all seen a Skankfest 6. We've all seen a chick from a Louis J. Gomez festival. My favorite festivals, by the way. Nothing against them. Those kind of girls. But the only reason they're scary is because you didn't bag it.
Yeah.
Scary like, oh shit, I should have worn a condom. I guess that's what I mean.
Yeah. Scary.
I mean, there's a thrill to it.
What was your favorite Skankfest so far?
I did like all of them, but the one where I started hanging out with Roseanne was pretty fun. That was like a pretty good one. But
sick.
The last one I had a good time at too.
Dude, yeah.
It's the best festival. It's the best fucking comedy festival, hands down.
It's so much fun. It's like it's like Disneyland for adults. I know that using
I'm
the
sick
word
of Vegas,
Disneyland,
I'll tell you that.
Yeah. You've had enough with Vegas.
Yeah, I'm all
Because
good.
sensory overload, dude. When you see like amputees on Fremont Street with like their
That's what
guitar
I do to
case
get away
out.
from it all.
Yeah.
I gotta go look at some amputees because I can't take this bing bong and fucking like lights in my face.
There's
Good old
so many
fashioned
lights.
Good old fashioned Nugget magazine. Do you know what Nugget magazine is?
Is it an amputee porn?
Among other things.
What is it?
Yeah, amps. Well, they're called amps.
No.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago when magazines were a thing.
Yeah.
And
They call amputee amps.
yeah, wait. Nugget was a men's magazine that was published in no, that was around 2000. Maybe someone bought it like cracked. Oh, there you go. 1953. Yeah.
What was it?
Okay, and then they start. So it was all like, if you're into poop and amputees.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and but it wasn't like that when I saw it. Dude, I remember Tim, my ex-girlfriend's. This is a long time ago, but my girlfriend at the time, her ex-boyfriend was this dude Alex, who's like a pretty cool dude. Actually, I liked him a lot, and he, his cousin Tim lived by us.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first met Big J, Tim would hang out with us too. And Tim had a copy of Nugget, and I just remember we were cracking up because it was like insane. It was just like insane. It was like, first of all, the amp thing was fucking wild, but then the erotic stories were all like, like poo based.
That's so crazy that there's a market for that.
It is a little, isn't it?
Yeah, like amputee comic book.
I was in Nom, but now I only like one thing.
Yeah. I was in Nom and I like shit.
Back in Nom, there was no place to shit. All the chicks had nubs.
Oh my God. Do you like to gamble?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't care for it one bit.
Me either.
Why?
Because we were talking about Vegas.
It's not a Jewish thing, though, that you feel like, I feel you should save the money.
Dude, it is
You
a
should
Jewish
be banking
thing.
the money.
Yeah. I could have left with a material possession,
Say that
dude.
again?
Like, I would rather have a new sweater than lose $100.
Yeah, me too. But you got to get the rush from it, or there's no point in it. So if I don't get that rush, and I just feel like anxious and bad, but people that get that rush, I've only got it one time. Actually,
Yeah.
at one time I felt like the high of it,
Yeah.
and it wasn't when I won money. I've won money like on roulette, and I would just take it and leave and not gamble anymore, you know. And then I went and tried it again and lost. I'm like, I'm never doing this. And then I was opening for Louis a long time later, and at Mohegan or something. I don't know where we were, but we went. He wanted to play poker
Mm-hmm.
or blackjack. So I had a table next to him. They made like a special thing set up because he had like a money belt. So he's making like huge bets.
Right.
And I was making $60 bets. Like,
yeah.
I was making, and I lost, but I had never played blackjack like that before. But I got like a shot at my spine when I would do it,
Mm-hmm.
which I've never.
A quick rush.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I got like a shot. He goes, yeah, the bad thing is you'll feel it if you win or lose. You'll feel the fucking,
Adrenaline.
yeah. You'll feel that rush of gambling. So there's a real physical high you could get off it. And I never got it except one time.
Yeah. But it's also like when you do stand up, you don't really need that fucking adrenaline from gambling in the same way, I feel like.
Well, I mean, he liked stand up and also that. I'm it's too expensive a drug for me, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a huffing man, a keyboard cleaner. Hey,
Have you
every so
ever
often I
huffed?
boof some Molly with the.
Have you ever huffed?
No. Well, what do you mean?
Like, I don't know.
What counts as huffing?
Like getting high on purpose off of like a spray.
No, there's no.
But I do like the
nitrous
scent
doesn't
of a
count.
good marker.
Yeah, or nitrous. I did.
Nitrous doesn't
Is that
count.
huffing?
I guess kind
You
of.
gotta huff it.
Yeah.
I never did galaxy gas.
I learned about huffing on an episode of Seventh Heaven.
Oh yeah.
Where yeah.
I imagine Stephen Collins in a shirt
Yeah.
and just like some Timberland boots.
Yeah.
Like, if you have any questions about huffing, feel free. Like his dick's not out. He's just talking to you like normal.
He finds like a spray can and it becomes like this whole thing because one of the kids is like going to the bathroom and he's like, and the whole lesson is about huffing. And I was like, that wasn't even on my radar until Seventh Heaven put it on my radar, dude. I didn't even know that was something that people could do. That was
Where did you
innovative
grow
to
up?
me. What?
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Valley girl.
They didn't huff in the valley?
I'm sure they did. But I wasn't hip to the huffers.
Oh my God. Wait, so you weren't like religious Jewish growing up, right? No.
No, but my parents, okay, since I'm a Jew, but then my mom was Catholic, so they put
You're
me
not a
in,
Jew if your mom's Catholic.
they put me in an all-girls Catholic school.
Yeah, that means you're not Jewish.
Trust me, Weinshenk's Jewish.
Okay. And that's not my rules. I don't
No.
I don't give a shit. I'm just telling you, there's this whole fucking thing with it.
Yeah, no, I identify as being a Jew because my grandpa survived the Holocaust.
Smart.
So then I'm like, that you don't really get more Jewish than that.
You know who else was in the Holocaust?
Who?
Jehovah Witnesses.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah. That's how you know it happened. That's how I know it happened, because if you don't like the Jews, you don't got to take a Jew's word for it. Other people were there. That saw the whole thing. They witnessed it, if you will.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jehovah's were in the, they're not the main Beyonce of it. We're like the kind of side Kelly Rowland of it, I would say.
What
Maybe not even.
What were you like in high school and middle school and shit?
I was
What were you into?
pretty awesome, getting laid, being cool,
What-
high fives,
Like, what were you into though?
kicking it, beating people up and shit.
You were?
No.
Did you ever beat someone up?
In high school, no. Never in high school.
Yeah.
Never until I was well into comedy has that ever happened. The most physical altercations I've ever been in my life were in stand-up comedy, for sure.
Really?
100%. You're dealing with drunks. The whole job is to deal with drunks.
Mentally ill people, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good with me and mentally ill people that are drunk. Problems arise.
So, in high school, no fights.
No, not at my school.
Well, how did you
One
dress
summer
in
at
high
a
school?
friend's house in another town over, I got into some shit, but it wasn't like a fight, but it was but not until I was an adult. I mean, like, it was a very fighty place I went to high school, but
Where'd you go to high school?
in Toms River, New Jersey. But
Okay.
at about sophomore year, was it sophomore year? I just remember like sophomore, junior year, like that was like kind of done. When I was a junior, it was
Mhm.
kind of like all the fighty kind of people were gone. And that movie had come out. Dazed and Confused had come out.
Yeah.
So all the jock kind of people in school, it wasn't like that. When I got there, the battle was actually kind of, this is actually kind of epic when I think about it. It was like the battle was Burnouts versus Guidos mostly.
Okay.
So Burnouts are all the heavy metal kids in shop.
Right.
And chicks that fuck those guys, they have long hair. There's a whole deal, right? And then the Guidos at the time would wear Cavaricis, those baggy fucking,
Yeah.
and cuff them.
Yeah.
And they had like mullets
Mhm.
and like bad mustaches and a little Italian horn necklace, maybe a turtleneck. And
I
they
think
were-
I might be sexually attracted to one of those.
well,
It's the
they got-
Italian.
hey,
It's the
th-
Italian horn for me, dude. That just
Let me
did
tell you,
something.
they fuck. Yeah, those guys fuck. And so they would get in fights, and there's these guys called the 8-Ball Posse.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they had like they had fanny packs with 8
No.
balls.
No.
But here's the other thing that this kind of, I never encountered them. I only heard of this.
Okay.
But also Toms River, where I grew up, we had the most murders per capita
You did?
of like, I can't remember what year. Yeah, some kind of weird things about Toms River. Like they always had these little league championship teams, and we turned out to be like a 27-year-old Dominican that somehow slipped in,
No.
And they also had the most cancer, leukemia of any place like ever.
Really?
Yeah, they call it cancer. 60 Minutes to the whole story. So some people I knew, like
Is
one
there
girl
like-
in my class had leukemia. There was like
No.
the rates of it were off the charts.
Well,
And I still don't know why.
Is there like a nuclear plant by
There was
it?
a chemical plant called Ciba-Geigy that
That's
had
got to
closed.
be why.
Maybe it could have been something with a power line thing. There were so many things. I don't know what everybody settled on, and I don't know if it's ever been
Studied?
like officially. It's got to have been studied, but I don't know if it officially what the fucking thing became.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of that. I mean, they used to spray for gypsy moths, and you go to the bus stop, and you just like poison would rain out of the sky. And you're like, my skin hurts.
Yeah, dude.
Like-
Yeah, my grandpa had Parkinson's, and I think it's because they would spray. Like he had someone come spray all the time for bugs, an exterminator. It was like I feel
Maybe.
like
it's
you
not
ended
one
up
thing. It's going to be like,
a combo.
yeah, it's going to be like so like autism, and they go, vaccines don't cause autism. Well, I
They
bet
don't not cause autism.
Yeah, I bet not on there. Well, I think RFK said this, but I always thought this. I'm like, it's obviously not, because a lot of people have it and don't have it, but some kind of combination of things in your genes, right?
Mhm.
So if some people are lucky and some ain't, but having all these poisons at once, that's the thing that's going to get you,
Right.
like the combination of it. So yeah, I don't know. It was like that. It was a weird town for that. And by the way, the murders are mostly people murdering like their own family.
That's it.
I guess the
Disgusting.
mafia probably maybe like
Yeah.
not that's all the mafia, but like that's where. So, Sopranos is based on the New Jersey.
Yeah.
So that family's around Toms River and around. My parents worked in garbage, like
did?
recycling and stuff. Yeah, and I used to work in recycling briefly. And the guys I worked for, the Donardi brothers, they weren't like criminals or anything, but their dad had been a big time gangster.
Really?
Yeah, in a movie called Wise Guy that was made for TV, there's a scene of him coming out with two girls from a bar getting shot. So that's their dad.
That's fucking crazy.
But there's a lot, like my buddy, and then a good friend of mine from high school, his wife, that was her uncle, or like some Ocean, Vinny Ocean or some shit. So Point Pleasant and like Seaside and all that stuff are all built from mob things.
That's nuts.
It's just, I mean, it's how
That
everything
was
works.
just your life.
Well, we weren't involved in any kind of.
Yeah.
Also,
but it was right there, is what I'm saying.
And when I was in high school, that's when the most heroin was coming in. So
Really?
heroin was in real big at a certain point in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I was coming in through my town. So, but my school is like kind of the middle. So there was southeast
Did you ever do it?
heroin.
Yeah.
Not in high school. I've smoked it.
How'd it go?
I got high on heroin. I didn't know. I thought I was. It's so dumb what we did. We thought we had. Somebody goes, "Oh yeah, this is synthetic opium I had one time in L.A." Because we didn't know what it was that we had. It was
No.
brown powder.
And he,
Because we had gotten. Oh, by the way, opium. If you get opium, is my favorite thing. Like You can't. You have to go to a Fish concert. I've been to 6 Fish concerts.
You've been to 6 Fish concerts?
Never seen Fish once. Went to the parking lot because that's where you can find opium. Never seen,
Really?
I don't want to see fucking fish. Ew. But if you want opium, you gotta go to something. I don't know now if it would work, but 20 years ago, you go to a Fish parking lot. There's people selling cheese sandwiches and opium. And so opium's like if weed was way better. That's exactly it feels like that. It feels like if hashish was way better.
Yeah.
And it's not, I used to be hooked on Oxycontin, by the way. When
You
I,
did?
When I was in
You
my
were?
mid-30s till
How did you get off of it?
created. Oh, well, first I went to a doctor. I went to a doctor.
Right.
So he was like trying to ease me down because I was taking those blues. I spent a lot of money on them. Oof, I don't know. I never counted it, but it's probably not good.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, what you do is come down because I don't know if you know, there's a lot of medical professionals have problems with these things. My doctor wasn't, but his wife had been. I had this awesome doctor in New York who just like he knew shit that was wrong with me that people couldn't figure out, like other things unrelated to that. Where you got to go to the 3 opinions and like but anyway, and he would tell you very honestly about how things work. So he gave me so he's like, so you take these Vicodins. So Vicodins have Tylenol in them, right? There's not that much of the drug, so you can only take so many, or it'll poison you to death. So maybe come down that way, right? Like
to taper off.
To taper off of Oxy, which is like stronger than Dilaudid.
Dude. Okay,
so that didn't work, and the reason I think he was doing that is to before I have to try a Suboxone because Suboxone fucking sucks.
Suboxone, yeah.
It's a film. Well, the one I got was a film. Artie Lang, when he would go off and on, he would get like these tablets, but it's these films you get prescribed, and I know why he was trying to get me to go the other way was because that shit sucks. To come off of Suboxone is worse than coming off of Oxycontin.
Really?
Oh my God. And I taper down as an orange thing like this, and I taper down like just a corner of it. Like, I mean, the tiniest corner of it.
Yeah.
So it's probably 2017. Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is like, I was already like, all right, I'm hooked on this shit. I hate it. And he gives me a script for Suboxone. Then I moved to LA because I'm working on Sasha Baron Cohen show. I think one day I went in there, I was having withdrawals because I couldn't get Suboxone.
Yeah.
It was fun.
That fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it fucking blew.
That was like, I was addicted to Adderall like pretty heavily.
Well, that's a different kind of feeling.
Yeah, okay, it's a different type of feeling, but getting off of it.
Well, because your endocrine system gets fucked up. But anyway, the way I got off Suboxone was I got Kratom, which I'd heard of and I mean, I've had like Kratom sponsors on podcasts and shit. Yeah. You're not allowed to say that in the ad, but let me tell you something, man. The amount of shit I had been on, you're not getting out of withdrawal. I mean, okay, but the Kratom, holy shit, that made it so much more bearable than it would have been.
Really?
Yeah, you're still gonna pay hard for doing a certain amount of shit. Like there's nothing you could like do to fully get out of that.
Yeah.
But because Kratom works a little bit different way, where it's not lowering your respiratory system, it's like, and if you OD'd on it, you'd puke.
Got it.
Your body would just reject it.
Right.
I don't know long term, whatever. It's got to be better than Suboxone though. Right. So that's how I really feel like I was able to taper off was from Kratom. I still take Kratom. I take it like 4 of them, like I don't know, four times a day.
Yeah. What do you
4 capsules.
What does that help you with? Just feeling better?
I get the one that's like kind of energetic.
The tonics.
I don't like them.
Feel free.
I don't like people that are like really heavily addicted. Like when I started taking, I would get like people take 10, 20 of them capsules, depending on how fuck they are on opiates.
Yeah.
At a time. That's
crazy.
Well, again, probably better than Suboxone because Suboxone is fucking fucked. Okay, that's the cure. That's you gotta just maintain your fucking shit with Suboxone. So if you're gonna maintain never getting the withdrawal, you bet. I would say
you'd be taking Suboxone then for the rest of your life.
That's the idea. Yeah, it's like Ozempic.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, and then it blocks other opiates. So, but anyway, I'm old, man. Fentanyl now. I don't even know. Can you even get Oxycontin? I bet you can only get fentanyl.
I bet.
Yeah. That's almost like quaint what I was taking. And that was like the worst thing at the time was Oxy. I didn't get tricked like up people that got it initially.
Right.
Like I knew it was fucking heroin when I took it.
Yeah, that's like when I got Adderall. I was like, I know this is meth, but I want
It's
it.
like it's like Flintstone meth. And,
yeah.
It's for kids.
Yeah. It is. Flintstone meth.
I know kids that got shit prescribed to them. My one friend, he's a very successful marijuana business now.
Uh-huh.
He used to live on our couch. And now he's like a millionaire grower. And he grew a plant in our apartment in New York years ago. Anyway, he, as a kid, he got put on 60 milligrams of Adderall at a time as a small kid. That's like panic-inducing amounts of Adderall.
No, I know. I would take that just
60,
on a Wednesday to clean my apartment.
He would take it.
It would be very clean.
But like, okay, yeah, hey, you're going a little hard taking it over the course of the day.
Yeah.
He took it in one shot before class. That's what they gave him.
So fucked up.
When I had a prescription for it, they gave me 20 like time release 20 milligrams.
Yeah.
As an adult person.
Right.
And for a kid, they were giving him out 60 milligrams. That's like fucking wild, dude.
The doctor that gave me Adderall, like at one point I was taking 60 milligrams and then he got charged because he was like he was just writing prescriptions to people.
It's funny. They always like, hey, we got the bad guy when they get the doctor, but the system is set up to create that all the time and it has never ended. And if you thought that was bad,
yeah.
Think of the amount of doctors. Now, there's a few doctors that be like, don't get the fucking shot, the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few.
Mm-hmm.
A few were treating people with ivermectin, the horse goo.
Yeah.
Which has never been that. That's just, they made that up.
Yeah, no, I know.
They were getting $800 a head for kids to give it to kids. Commission.
That's so fucked up.
So doctors saying you don't have to give it. So we've covered this on Jimmy's show the whole time. So in the beginning, they were like, no, you don't have to give it. And you don't. But then the doctors were getting $800 a pop per person they pricked. Well, it's like a little rhyme. A little tongue twister. Anyway, so that's just how our system works.
Yeah.
So people didn't like Pharma Bro because he jacked up the price of an AIDS medicine. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, go buy some fucking insulin out of pocket, motherfucker. You think they fix the problem? That guy was just doing the thing they do. That's all he did. And everybody's like, we hate you, Pharma Bro. And then now all dumb shit liberals hate RFK. The guy who's telling you what the thing is. And
he's like, maybe we should take dyes out of.
Oh, maybe processed food is good. I can't believe this shit I'm seeing now. It's like you could really see who's deep in fucking retard control. Because like I remember the liberal cause was GMOs. We don't like GMOs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was more of a right-wing thing to like GMOs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who's that guy that from Crosby Still? Oh, Neil Young.
Mm-hmm.
He was on like, hey, we don't want GMOs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Now he's like, yeah, it's dangerous and you don't believe in the COVID. So you don't, gene therapy in your food's bad, but go ahead and do it direct, mainline it.
Right.
You fucking genius.
Did you get the shot?
I got 2 No, Jenna didn't because she's smarter than me about that. But
I've
never had bad problems with, I've done all kinds of shit and I, already langed my way through it, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I could go away at any time, but I didn't have any fear of that. Okay. So I was never anti the vax.
Mm-hmm.
I'm angry that I got 2 Pfizers now.
Yeah.
Because guess what? That turbo can come 2027. All people got the shot, including me.
Yeah.
We're going to see who got turbo cancer. The YouTube bitch, Susan, the CEO?
No.
She died. The CEO of YouTube, who censored people that talked about this.
That's crazy.
That bitch died of turbo cancer. You know what that means? She took the real shot. I would have assumed she didn't because she's in some. No, she took the real one. And a fun fact about her, Susan Wojcicki from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever heard of this Stanford marshmallow experiment where they put little kids, they've shown it before. It's like they have little kids and there's a bowl of marshmallows. They go, now if you don't eat these, I'll come back and give you more marshmallow, whatever the fuck. And the kids and you see the kid, it's very cute. The video, they're like, they want it, but they can't take it. And like, only if you, some kids would take it live, but some kids would do as they're told, and they would get stuff later. And they go, they would have better outcomes in life because of gratification delay of gratification. So the person who I guess won the marshmallow contest was Susan from YouTube.
Really?
And then her sister was running 23andMe. Good friend of Epstein, by the way.
Whoa.
Good friend of Epstein.
23andMe?
Yeah, no, it gets real weird.
That fucking trips me out as a Jew.
Did you know DNA tests are illegal in Israel?
They are?
Yeah,
that makes fucking sense.
Well, because we don't want to find out you're Polish. You don't belong here. Why? That's why. Netanyahu's Polish guy from Philly. His name's like fucking Wilkonski or something.
No, that's wild.
And,
I didn't know
and
that.
so Netanyahu is a name that means gift from God.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically, like black Israelites, like I'm Muhammad al-Shabazz,
Yeah.
Jeremiah fucking Melchizedek.
Yeah.
They have as much legitimacy as that motherfucker does. He might as well be a black Israelite because he's a Polish guy that changed his name to a Hebrew name. And when I was dating my ex that was Israeli and spoke Hebrew, she told me it had been a dead language. Mm-hmm. And they had to like reconstruct it. That's all bullshit. There was a bunch of Jews that lived there that spoke Hebrew. This was like a new version of Hebrew that the new people coming in made. And the Mizrahi Jews, who were ones that are native to that thing, they fucking did to them that shit we did. Well, Canada did too, but we did. Canada did it worse, but the thing where you grab the Indian kids and make them go to school and beat them up for not speaking the new language, they did that to Mizrahi Jews. They kidnapped their kids to teach them the new Hebrew. Just like
that's fucked up.
Those are Jewish natives to the land. They did that too. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Well, whatever. Anyway, it's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
Hey,
it's
none of my business to even talk about. It's just for me to send my money to.
We've really covered a lot, Kurt.
Yeah. Anyway, Susan Wojcicki.
Yeah.
She was delayed. So they made it like they have the best outcomes because they're like that test was to see who's the most suggestible and who's the most obedient. That's what that test is for.
Or brainwashing.
And she was,
Yeah.
And she was the most obedient. That's not a good thing.
Right.
That's why she got installed in that. Because she's an order following cow. And she got
following cow.
She's a fucking cow. Most of these people are cows. All these tech people.
Yeah.
I know people hate Elon and this and that, and that Doge thing is creepy as fuck that I just found today. But he's the richest man in the world. Does people think that? Why would you think he's the richest man in the world? Because they said so in Forbes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that's accurate. I'm sure you're gonna get to. I'm sure you're gonna be allowed to know who the richest man in the world. And the Forbes thing is, public record via public record. Mm-hmm. But if you were that rich, you wouldn't have your money where Forbes could fucking see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I try to say this to Jimmy because people just say it as a saying, oh, he's the richest man in the world. He is not the richest man in the world. And I doubt he's in charge like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Everybody's like, there's no fuck. I meet these nerds all the time. Tech nerds. Mm-hmm. They're not. You ever see Oppenheimer? You see the movie Barbenheimer?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. There's something for everyone.
Barbenheimer.
But Oppenheimer is like the father of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
No, he isn't. He's a vagina. He's a human vagina. Okay? The general that bullied him.
Yeah.
This frail fucking communist fucking nerd.
Yeah.
And they just the general stuck his dick in him and here, make a bomb.
He's a vagina.
He's a human vagina portal.
Dude.
So we need more of them. And that's what I think the whole thing is to get more of these obedient on the spectrum human vaginas to use as portals for horrific inventions.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. This is like a 2-claw show.
Dude, I remember in college there was a bunch of hot bitches that wanted to be pharmaceutical reps. For a second, I was
good job.
Should I be a pharmaceutical rep?
Yeah, you want to hear a wild thing that one time I was doing a show with Jim Jeffries at Caroline's, and he had this blonde girlfriend that was you could tell she was a rich chick. She might have been from around here. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. She looked like she's big busty blonde chick, but not fat, but she looked like, I don't know how to describe it. You know exactly the type of.
Yeah.
And she worked for Pfizer. Mm-hmm. This is years ago. And I think she was a rep, she said, but it was something high up, and it was something where she would preside over the testing. So, if you're people in college, you'll do drug tests, volunteer.
For money, yeah.
Okay, so she's telling me about it in the back room, and I didn't care that much about it, right? Mm-hmm. She goes, I don't know. And she's like, I mean, it's really good money, but you know, a lot of these tests, like people just die. And she starts crying in the middle of telling me. In the middle of telling me a story while I'm waiting to go on, she just starts crying. She's like, some people just die and they.
What?
Yeah. Then she had just got done telling me that the best lover she ever had was Michael Phelps, the Olympic guy. I was like, I could see that.
Michael Phelps, the swimmer?
Well, tremendous diving
Dude,
capabilities.
I feel like
Did you ever see a Tell's joke? Like, would you fuck Michael Phelps? And people go, no. And he goes, you would if you were drowning. Half man, half the product of dolphin fucking.
That's amazing.
He has a mouth like an eel, like a lamprey eel. Well, let me tell you something. That guy could really fucking breakdance on your fucking beef. So anyway, she said that story first. You know, she had a lot of stories, but she's telling me this story, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I mean, they volunteered. What? I really kind of brushed it off.
That's like crazy to just put on you right before you're about to go up.
It is.
You're like,
okay.
I'm not really sure what to do with this information.
Oh my God. And I just been like, oh, whatever. She's a silly girl. But okay. So that's when I was like 32 probably.
Yeah.
Or 31.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm 47.
Mm-hmm.
So now looking back, the way I look at these interactions is a lot different. And I'm like, oh, so she was in tremendous personal pain from seeing how evil her job is. Because I don't understand shit because I'm 30. So you don't know fucking shit about shit. Whatever. But now I got a ton of stories I think about now that I'm like, oh my God, like someone was telling me the thing and I didn't understand it. Like people, that's the thing. I'm not even doing research, man. I just remember stuff. So now when you hear this, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy was saying, and I'm like, oh, it happens all the time now.
Yeah, I know. Like just the thought that I could have been a pharmaceutical rep in my 20s because I wanted the fucking check. Now knowing what I know, it's fucked up. It's a good check.
Well, okay, look, I would take anything for a good check, but like what happens when so the whole thing is once you get in, okay, I already know how I am now because it's not because like I would make good choices or something. Like I'm compulsive, so I can't help but feel how I literally can't fake. It's not that I wouldn't try to do that. I have many times, but it looks crazy. Like my mom's like that. It's like she's like it's impossible for her to not be herself.
Right.
Which could be quite humiliating as a kid. But now I'm older. I'm like, good for her.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, fucking moron. Like, she didn't give a shit.
Right.
Okay. And she also didn't have the ability to.
Right.
So, now like, like if I've ever been in a situation, like I've been wrong about all kind of things, but I've never been like, you know what? I'm going to sell myself out here.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm like, I don't know. That's like luckily in childhood from not doing my birthday, probably to bring it back around. I was already detached from caring about the herd judging
mentality, me. Yeah.
That's what's great about not having done those holidays. And I never saluted the flag in my life because we weren't allowed to as Jehovah's Witnesses.
I didn't know that.
I couldn't be more proud that I never fucking did that.
You weren't pledging allegiance?
Why would you do that? I pledge allegiance to God.
Yeah.
Not you motherfuckers. God.
That is a good point.
So anyway, because of that, I feel like that's how that little apart thing they did, that is in a thing where I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing this. This is fucked up. Like, I can't not do that now.
Right.
Because I didn't get Susan Wojcicki marshmallow training to fucking do as you're told. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe those kids were like, well, I don't know if you're lying about marshmallows, motherfucker. I'm going to eat them now. You might be lying to me.
Exactly.
Maybe it's just a really savvy kid. And they're not closer to chimps or whatever the fuck they were saying in the science, right?
Yeah. Dude, that's an interesting way to look at it. Well, that's our podcast.
Nice.
We really covered a lot. Where can people find you?
Kurt Metzger, I'm speaking.com. Hashtag Cabal 2028. Jimmy Dore Show, I sidekick, and a bunch of podcasts, and my website, my dates will be up pretty soon. So I'm going back on the road, and then I don't know, Kurt Metzger Comedy on Instagram.
Hell yeah, go follow Kurt, go see him live. He's amazing. And we'll see you guys next week. You can find me here every Wednesday on Shenk, every Monday on this bitch. patreon.com/Sara Weinshenk for bonus content. I just dropped a full set on there. Go check it out. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.